Welcome to episode number 21 of his Striker Saints Relocation franchise series, and today I'm obviously playing my Saints Relocation franchise. First time in 4 months. Last episode of the series was like June 26th, so that was a long time ago. It was almost 5 months ago, because right now it's November 20th. It was almost 5 months ago, but better late than never, or better late than never. I don't know if that's a proper saying, but either way, I am doing this episode, obviously. Obviously, I'm filming it right now. Better late than ever. And that's a saying. I don't know, but either way, it's been like it's almost been 5 months, but I'm back filming the series. Bad filming an episode of the series, episode 21, which is this episode you're watching right now. Let's look at the calendar quickly. As you can see, the last episode of the series, where it was this game where we beat the Blue Jays 7-1. If you haven't seen that yet, which was, like I said, I posted it, I did on like June 26th, which is almost 5 months ago, but if you haven't seen that episode yet, it will be an eye in the sky in the top right corner right up here. There should be an icon pops up at the beginning of the video. We beat them 7-1. Now we're about to play the Yankees, third game of the series, rubber match of the third and final game of this the series against the Yankees in New York. The series is tied at 1 game apiece, so it's a rubber match. We won game 1 of the series 11-2 and lost game 2 of the series 8-7. So rubber match. We're 34-22. They're 39-19, and they are 4 games up on us. The Yankees are 4 games ahead of the Saints for first place in the AL East. If we win this game, the Saints will be 3 games back, and if we lose this game, we'll be 5 games back. The pitchers are Lucas Giolito versus Masahiro Tanaka. And you're wondering how this is the Relocation franchise, and I relocated the Tampa Bay Rays. By the way, if you haven't seen the series, in a while, or this is your first episode, I relocated the Tampa Bay Rays, and you're wondering how in the world Lucas Giolito. Well, I traded for him. So the pitching staff right now, or the starting rotation rather, I have Ryan Yarbrough, hopefully I didn't botch his name, Lucas Giolito, Kenta Maeda, which I got via trade from Minnesota. I got Giolito via trade from the White Sox, Yanni Chirinos, and Jordan Balamovich, which I got him via free agency the middle of last year. Because last year had 18 starts, went 11-1 with a sub-3 ERA. This year he's 4-4 through 11 starts with like a 3.5 ERA. And his whip, well, it was 1.27 last year. This year it's 1.22. He has one more year, this year and next year on his contract. Next year is a club option though, and it's $1.5 million each year. And like I said, next year, which will be 2022, he has a club option. Morale, he's happy. He has no quirks or anything. A potential 82 overall. He has a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a changeup, and a 2-seam fastball. But obviously Giolito, which he got via trade. And he's 3-2 through 11 starts, with over 3.5 ERA and over his whip's 1.13. But so decent this year. Obviously he has 6 no decisions, but yeah. And also I traded Blake Snell for him. By the way, this is last year of his contract, and he's getting $6.3 million this year. But the next 2 years, he's arbitration eligible. And then you can see the bullpen had last another long relief pitcher, Trevor May, Diego Castillo, Trevor Hildenberger, and Aaron Bummer, which I got via. He was part of the Lucas Giolito trade. There are Trevor May, Diego Castillo, Trevor Hildenberger, and Aaron Bummer are 4 middle relief pitchers. Nick Anderson and Jose Alvarado are 2 setup men, and Taylor Rogers is our closer, who's 20 for 21 on saves. He's only won 1 save this year. He's a sub-2 ERA and a sub-2 ERA and a 1.16 WHIP. Last year he had a .88 ERA and a .74 WHIP, and he went 24 for 26 on saves. Most of those saves were with the Twins though, because last year Anderson was their closer, but then this year I was like, well, I'm gonna put Rogers is their closer, but last year Anderson went 51 for 61 on saves, so he did blow 10 saves, but he did have 50+ saves, and he had a 3.68 ERA and a 1.27 WHIP. Budget we're doing just over $1 million per week. Lineup, we have Brandon Lau, Austin Meadows, Eddie Rosario, Mendel Sano, Marlon Gonzalez, G-Man Choi, Red Jones, Manuel Mardo, Mike Zanino, and then we also have Hunter Renfro, Williams Astudillo, a.k.a. the Turtle, Mitch Hanader, and Mallet Smith. It's a pretty good team because if you look right here, it says we're ranked second, 14th in contact, 3rd in power, 2nd in pitching, 8th in defense, and 19th in speed. So, I mean, our hitting, like I said, we're 3rd in power, 14th in contact, we're ranked 2nd in baseball, and we're 2nd in pitching, too. And we're 8th in defense, which you don't want to give teams extra outs, that's for sure. Yeah, and then also, let's, before we get into it, I don't want to waste too much time here. I just want to show you the trade. Here's the trade. So it was on April 24th, so it was before the last episode, I believe. Because it was April 24th in the same. Got Lucas Giolito and Aaron Bummer from the White Sox for Blake Snell and Oliver Drake. And Oliver Drake's a reliever. So it's basically, we acquired a starter and a reliever for Blake Snell and Oliver Drake. Oliver Drake's a reliever. And the reason I got rid of Snell, because if you look at the White Sox, Blake Snell, well, now he doesn't have it, but before he had like a 70, then he had like a 6.99 ERA and like a 2 WHIP. But still, now he has a 4.62 ERA and a 1.63 WHIP. That's still a high WHIP, but when we traded him, he had a 7 ERA and a 2 WHIP. Like 7 ERA, whatever, but the 2 WHIP, that's the reason I traded him. And his contract, $9.3 million this year, 10.7 next year, $12 million the next year, and then after he's a free agent. And if you looked at, like I said, if you looked at Giolito's contract, well, $6.3 million this year, and he's arbitration eligible for the next 2 years. So he still have 2 more years of team control, and then he's a free agent in 2024. That's why I traded for Giolito, and obviously because it's Snell at a 7 ERA and a 2 WHIP, that's also, and his contract, that's why I traded Blake Snell, and I got Giolito because, well, he had a friendly contract, let me put it this way. Now it's the end of the day, Tanaka's 3-1 with a 4.13 ERA, Giolito's 3-2 with a 3.57 ERA, and both have pitched, well, Giolito has pitched 70 innings, Tanaka has pitched 65 innings. As per usual, by the way, if you don't know, I do both controllers, 105 Eastern, 105 p.m. Eastern, so obviously not playing 105 a.m., that's for sure. Unfortunately, it doesn't show, I don't know why our logo doesn't show up here, I don't know why, but the gold controller, by the way, I think the left stick's kind of messed up, so the Snakes are the blue controller, and the Yankees are the camo controller. So, yeah. So we have our away uniforms automatically, we only have 2 uniforms, home and away. And then the Yankees, well, they'll be wearing home. I believe that's Starlin Marte right there. It's a featured player. We'll be playing at Yankee Stadium. Holds 47,422. Opened in 2009. Presentation of broadcast theme style. Show theme. Quick down sound. Cloud cover. It was partly cloudy, but I changed it to clear sky. Let's do it. I could pitch Carlos Carrasco, but it says Tanaka, so I'm going to pitch Tanaka, so it's righty versus righty, 90 versus 79. And Giolito's a 90 and Tanaka's a 79. You do see some of those glitches where like the screen is gray for a second. It just because the TV I'm playing on is old, so the HDMI port's old, so that's why you keep seeing those glitches. Red Jones, their DH has been in 7th. Their DH is Miguel Andujar, I think. He's been in 5th. This of Stanton. They do have Judge, who is Labor Torres, Nico Horner, Sarah Marte. All their energy is low. Not my problem though. For us, our energy is perfect because when I see it low, I rest the dies. So now I think his energy was low, but I put him as a DH, so he was just hidden. But no, so the Yankees, well, CPU controlling them, except for this game, obviously. Now it's the end of the game right now. Oh, Aaron Judge got tired out there yesterday. The staff has inquired about getting him some rest. I mean, maybe, but like, it's not cheating technically. That wasn't me who brought that thing up. It's the Dane does that. I'm just gonna let him play. Yeah, we're just gonna let him play. There we go. Judge stays in. Let's get in the game right now. We win, we're 3 games back at the Yankees. If the Yankees win, we're 5 games back at the Yankees. Right now we're 4. If we win, we're 3. If we lose, we're 5. Now, we're in a wild card spot, though, right now. Here we go. Let's get it. We are live and on the air for another edition of baseball here on the show, as we have a good matchup for you this afternoon between the Detroit Snakes and the New York Yankees. It's a rubber match of this series. Whoever wins this game will win this series, as that's Aaron Judge on the left and Lucas Giolito on the right. Game 3 is coming up next. Masahiro Tanaka, 11 starts here in 2021, 3-1 record, 4.13 ERA, 65 1/3 innings pitched, 67 hits, 1.29 whip, 17 walks, and 61 strikeouts. And by the way, the Detroit Snakes, like I said, relocated to Tampa Bay Rays and did win the World Series against the Dodgers that played 4-2 in 2020. And wrong controller, my apologies. Slider, 4-seam fastball, splitter, a center, and a curveball for Tanaka. One on town as a run away here at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. 1-1 pitch, fly ball left field, going back is Giancarlo Stanton, and he is there, 1 down, really off the ball game. It's a full house, or almost a full house here at Yankee Stadium. Here's our lineup for the Detroit Snakes. Brandon Lau, Austin Meadows, Eddie Rosario, Medel Sano, Marwin Gonzalez, G-Man Choi, Greg Jones at DH, Manuel Mardo, and Mike Zunino. Here we go, here's Austin Meadows. Batting .352 on the year as we're in late May. At the ground off the middle, right into the shift. Shortstop to the right of second. Throw to first, and there's 2 down in the first. And now it's Eddie Rosario's batting .267. Looks like he's batting against lefties. He's batting a little bit better, average-wise, but home runs-wise, he's more home runs against righties, more RBIs against lefties. Though this is a righty, so. But still, I think he's been like 250 against righties, I believe. Here we go. 1-1 pitch. And that's a foul ball. He smacked it foul. Here we go. 1-2 pitch to Eddie Rosario. That's another foul ball, and there's another glitch on the TV. My apologies there. As this clip's at the end, so I'm just gonna wait until the next clip. So yeah, see you on the other side. So sorry about the game only being in like the first inning, and it's like 13 minutes into the video. My apologies. 1-2 pitch, and that's a fly ball. The ball is hammered, retreating into center field. That ball is gone into the bullpen. Rosario with the bomba in the first inning, and the Snakes strike first. Eddie Rosario with a bomba. Career home run number 159 for Rosario, 13th of the year, 159th of his career, 13th of the year. It was 397 feet into the Yankees bullpen in right center field, and the Snakes strike first here in the Bronx. 96.4 miles per hour off the bat. Rosario, career home run number 159, his 159th career home run, or career home run number 159, and this is that's his 159th home run of his career and his 13th home run of the season. And here's Sano, who, well, just physically hit a ball hard, and he did hit it hard past the pitcher right to the center baseman. Throw to first is low, pitched by Luke Voigt, and the inning is over. But the Snakes strike first here in the Bronx into a solo home run by Eddie Rosario into the Yankees bullpen in right center field. Middle of 1, the score is now 1-0 Snakes. And here's Lucas Giolito already with a 1-0 lead. 11 starts in 2021, 3-2 record, 3.57 ERA, 70 2/3 innings pitched, 59 hits, 1.13 whip, 21 walks, and 85 strikeouts. And here's Starlin Marte, the leading off for the Bombers here in first. He's fast. Ground ball. He punched that. 76 speed. Throw to first by Lau to Choi. Just in time. 1 down. And here's our lineup for the New York Yankees. Starlin Marte, Nito, Horner, Labor Torres, Aaron Judge, Miguel Anuar, the DH, Ludvoy, Gio Urshela, Giancarlo Stanton, and Darius Sanchez. Surprising to have Stanton batting in 8th, but that was a CPA. His Horner's batting 217. Not that good. Foul ball. He's their second baseman, I believe. That's a pop-up. Lyle's there, and there's quickly 2 down. There's Torres. Who's your center fielder? Sal Marte. Here we go. Here's Labor Torres. 1-on pitch. Shift is on. Ground off the middle. Flying down by Lau beyond second. Throw to first is low. Pitched by G-Man Choi, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 to the Yankees. And the one. The score is 1-0 Saints. Here's Marlon Gonzalez. 16 minutes, he's been at 244. Shift is on. And round ball over the pitcher said, charging. It's a shortstop. Thrown to first by Torres on the run. Got him. 1 down. And here's here's the Yankees defense. Giancarlo Stanton. And by the way, shortstop is Horner, not Torres, by the way. Giancarlo Stanton. Sal Martin, Aaron Judge in the outfield. Luke Boyle won on Gold Love last year. Labor Torres, Nico Horner, and Gio Urshela in the infield. And Darius Sanchez be on the play. And I believe that said they had like a 483 fielding percentage or something like that. But either way, I think it said 380 or 983, I think. But either way, it said they were 15th in the AL in fielding percentage, which I believe it said 983. But either way, it did say they were 15th in that category. Here's G-Man Choi, first baseman. Fly or line drive rather, retreating is Marte, and he makes the catch in right center field. 2 down. 385, by the way, where Rosario hit that home run, which was into the Yankees bullpen. And here's Brett Jones, who was apparently, I already knew this, but it said it right below his stats. He was the 2021 World Series MVP. I'm not sure why he was. I don't know why it wasn't like Sano, Meadows, or Rosario, but apparently Greg Jones was the 2021 World Series MVP. He's a DH here this afternoon. Ground ball right back to Tanaka. In and over. He's a shortstop. He also plays center field, but obviously I said he's a DH. Middle of 2, the score is 1-0 Saints. Like I said, Greg Jones is a shortstop, but he also plays center field. But here today is a DH, and here is here's Aaron Judge, who's batting 268, 11 home runs, and 34 RBIs, which is decent. Obviously, about 2 months into the year, or 2 months into the season rather. Here we go. 1-1 pitch to Aaron Judge, and popped it up by the dugout, racing over there is Choi and Zunino. Can they get there? And it is off the glove of Choi as he reached over the railing by the Yankees. That was the Yankees dugout. He reached over the railing, Choi did, and it hit his glove, but he did not hit his glove, and he did not catch it. So Judge is still alive. Oh, hand and slider, they turned it there. Zunino and Choi went over. Choi reached over the railing, and unfortunately the ball hit his glove, and he did not catch it. Here we go. 1-2 pitch. At the line drive. Oh, going over is the right fielder, and he's gone. It did run and catch by Meadows. 1 down. Long run. Would have been probably a double if it didn't catch it. And here's the Saints defense. Eddie Rosario, Manuel Mardo, and Austin Meadows in the outfield. G-Man Choi, Brandon Lau, Marwin Gonzalez, who were on Gold Love last year, and Mendoza in the infield, and Mike Zunino beyond the play. We have a 989 fielding percentage, 6th in the AL, which is good. You only have 15 extra outs, especially the Yankees. Aguilar has 18 home runs, tied for 5th in the AL. 2-2. Giolito has a 14 fastball, a circle change, a slider, and a 12-6 curve. Batting at 313 is Aguilar. Here we go, a little tapper in front of the mound, or in front of the plate rather. Throw to first by Zunino, and the inning, or excuse me, that is 2 down. And there's Boyd, who won a Gold Love at first base last year. 1 hit in the stand, which belongs to Rosario, which is part of the belongs to the Saints. And Eddie Rosario, that ball is launched! Here's Boyd retreating his Meadows, and we have a tie ball game! Luke Boyd has tied the game with a solo shot of his own. Number 15 went 399 feet, 99.3 miles per hour off the bat. Number 15 for Luke Boyd, or his 15th home run of the year rather. And Luke Voigt has tied the game as 15th home run of the year, and the game is tied at 1. As Luke Voigt ties the game with a solo shot of his own. So 2 hits in this game and 2 runs. Both teams have 1 hit, which is a solo home run. A solo home run by Rosario for Saints and a solo home run by Voigt for the Yankees. 2 hits in this game, both solo home runs, so we have 2 runs in this game. 1-1 ball game, 2 outs here in the first or here in the second. Here's Urshela, ground ball, flat down by Choi, throws it off his balance, or a throw by Choi off balance is in time, but the game is tied into this solo home run by Luke Voigt as we're tied at 1 after 2 innings here at Yankee Stadium. 1-1 is never mind. ERA 3.60, second in AL, third in the MLB. Home runs allowed 55, first in the AL, second in the MLB after giving up 1 here today. And walks are second in the AL and the MLB. Strikeouts are second in the AL and third in the MLB. Everything is top 10 in the AL and the MLB. This pitching's pretty tough, so he's giving up a home run here today. There's Manuel Marto's been at butt 94, line drive, center field, and will fall in front of Marte for a base hit. As the strike on Marto has been at butt 94, does get a single, and he has 82 speed. He could steal a base here. Here's Zanino, the Silver Slugger catcher. There goes the runner. It's a full count. Line drive down the line. One, stay fair. It's fair. It goes over the wall, and it's a break for the Yankees because Marto was flying around second base, and he was halfway between second and third. That one's fair by a foot or 2. And it one-hopped into the stands as it went over the side. All that. So it's running second and third, nobody out. But Marto was off with the pitch, and he was halfway between second and third when the ball went out of play. He might have not scored, but we'll never know. But here's Lau with a chance to give a chance to lead bat. Infield's bat. And Loud grounds it up the middle base hit. 1 run will score. They're sending Zanino. Thrown by Martes up the line. Zanino will score. It's a 2-run single for Brandon Lau, and the Snakes have a 2-run lead. As I believe Zanino is dead to rights. If the throw is on line by Marte, because after Sanchez fielded the throw, which was up the first base line, it was still like another second after he fielded the throw until Zanino touched home plate. So Zanino probably was going to be out if it was an on-line throw, but it was off-line. Zanino does score. 2-run scores. That means Marto and Zanino both score. 3-1 Snakes here in the third as they respond right after the Luke Voigt home run. And there's Meadows' little jam shot, and it will fall in front of Stanton. 2-on, nobody out for the Snakes here in the third. They're up 3-1. They've already got 2 runs in this inning. 2 in, 2 on, nobody out for Eddie Rosario, homered in the first inning. At the ground, it's off the glove of Tanaka! And everybody is safe as it went off the glove of Tanaka, and then Horner, the shortstop, missed the bare hand. Now the bases are loaded, and this is getting out of hand quickly. Here's Sano. The bases loaded with nobody out, and the pitching notes for the Yankees is coming out to the mound. And Sanchez comes out as well, along with the middle infielders, Torres and Horner. He's thrown 40 pitches, 12 balls, 28 strikes, bases loaded, nobody out for Medel Sano, with the Saints already up by a pair. And it's a full count too. And he swung at ball 4, splitter 87. That would have forced home a run, but he swung at it. Here we go, 3-2 pitch. That's all it's time for. There should be 2. They're going to go home, rather. Got him there, and he got him at first. It's a 3-2-3 double play, and there's 2 down. Sano grounds into a 3-2-3 home the first double play. And here's Marwin Gonzalez with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Saints still up by 2. Hits the outfield. Might score 2 more. That's a fly ball right center. Judge over. And the Yankees, well, or rather, the Snakes get 2, but they had the bases loaded with nobody out and do not score after. Or they did 2 runs, but they had the bases loaded with nobody out. After they scored the 2 runs, they could not score. Middle of 3 to score is now 3-1 Snakes. Yes, Snakes did it too, but they had the bases loaded with nobody out, and then Snell would run into a 3-2-3 home the first double play, and then Marwin Gonzalez flew out the right field. Here's Stanton, then Sanchez, and then the top of the order. Here we go. That's a foul ball. That could have been position right there at the Saints to put this game out of reach, or have a strain on a ground ball in the 12th at stir, fielded by Giolito. One down. And here's American League East stand-in. As you can see, the Dry Creek Saints are 4 games out, or 4 games behind the Yankees for first place in the AL East. If they win, they'll be 3 games out. If they lose, they'll be 5 games out. Here's Sanchez, top of the order, follow. A little tapper back to Giolito. The last flip just ended, I think, right after he hit the ball. It was a 1-3 ground out. Here's Marte. It was 0 for 1. Top of the order. They have 1 hit, which is a Voit home run. They're down by a couple. That's a ground ball, Lau. And the inning is over. 1-2-3 to the Yankees. And the 3. The score is 3-1 Snakes. By the way, I'm on MLB The Show 20, by the way, because you cannot port franchises from MLB The Show 20 and MLB The Show 21, by the way. Here's Choi, 0 for 1. They want to keep the pressure on. Shift is on. 46 pitch coming from Tanaka. That's a ground ball. Dense shift, but right to the third baseman. Throwing to first batter. Shilla was kind of high, but Voit keeps his foot on the pad. 1 down. And there's Red Jones with with Mardo on deck. That's a ground ball. Second base. There is Torres. 2 down. Close though, because Jones has some speed. Here's your Tops pitch speed in comparison, 94 miles per hour for Giolito, 92 miles per hour for Tanaka. They're both into the 90s, but nothing like 95 plus. 3-1 hitters count. The Mardo ground ball, shortstop. Horner will throw. Got him. 1-2-3 to the Snakes. Middle of 4. The score is still 3-1 Snakes. 2-3-4 due up for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's Horner. Team's down by 2. They only have 1 hit, which is the Voit solo home run. That's a ground ball to center base. Throw to first by Lau. 1 down. There's Torres. Shift is on to the left. And he hit it. Gets a shift. Past Choi. And that's the first, second hit for the Yankees. First one, actually, it was not a home run. And the timer coming to the plate now. And it's Aaron Judge. Not looking for a home run. If he hits one, great, but at least he's on base. 1-on pitch. And that's a swing and a miss on a slider. Low and out, or low and in, or low and out, or low and away. That's a line drive. Meadows! And he dove in it. And now the ball, okay, he does have it. He dove and the ball one-hopped and hit him. Lucky they don't buy him, or the runner at first might be scoring. It's a signal for Judge. 2 on, 1 out for Miguel Anular. I hope I'm not botching his name. Here we go. It's a huge pitch. Huge at bat. Line drive. Meadows is there. 2 down. And the runners will not advance. The line drive to Meadows. 2 down for Luke Voit. Tied the game in the second. 2 on, 2 out. Here in the 4th. Team's down by 2. Ground ball. Lau. And the Yankees strand a pair of runners. And the 4, the score is still the Snakes 3 and the Yankees 1. Here's Zanino, who had it doubled and scored in his last at bat. Full count, Lau on deck. Hit, line drive, hit on, perfect, won't be caught as it's over Marte's head, 1 off the wall, and straightaway center field. And that is a double for Zanino as he laced that ball. 9th double of the year for Zanino. Perfect, over the head of Marte. 1 off the wall and straightaway center field. That's a leadoff double for Zanino. Second of the game. And here's Lau, who has 1 for 2 with a single and 2 RBIs in the game. He's 3 for 11 with 3 singles and 3 RBIs in the series. 1-2 pitch. Line drive, base hit. And they're going to stop Zanino this time, as Marte this time had an online throw, and Zanino probably was going to be out, unlike last time where it was offline. This one was online, and there's nobody out. So runners in the corners, nobody out for Meadows. And he's 1 for 2 with a single, and this is starting to get ugly, because now the Snakes are We'll have another rally here. And it's on warm up. Alec Bennington, I don't know. The Yankees bullpen starting to get bad. Here we go. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. RBI single for Austin Meadows, and the Saints lead 4-1. Meadows delivers 2-on, nobody out for Rosario, who has a homer and a single in this game. Didn't bad the worst here. Still nobody out too. That's a swing and a miss on a center that kind of rode inside. 1-2 pitch. That's another foul on a slider that was almost in the dirt. 1-2 pitch. That's a line drive in the left center field, base hit, and it will go all the way to near the warning track to deep left center. 1 run will score. Here comes the second runner, and it is safe. Head first line for Meadows. It's a 2-run double for Rosario. He has 3 RBIs in this game, and the Saints are up 6-1 now. Still nobody out, and Tanaka's day is over. Snap 6 runs, and a runner at center is responsible for Tanaka. My goodness, here's Sano. Runner at center, nobody out here in the 5th. His team's up by 5. And Sano grounds one, and it's a base hit again. And here comes the runner, and he will score as it throws up the line, and the Saints lead by 6. As the Sun will blow this game wide open, still nobody out. And Tanaka, that runner started with Tanaka, is giving up 7 runs, all earned. Here's Gonzalez. Line drive, another base hit. Still nobody out in the 5th. 2-on, nobody out for the Saints here in the 5th. And they're up 6 here in the 5th. Still nobody out, and they have 2-on, nobody out. And here's Choi. 7-inning entry for Gonzalez. Ground ball, another base hit. They're going to stop the runner because there's nobody out, and that throws way up the line. Bases loaded, nobody out, and it's 7-1, still nobody out. Here's Jones. A chance to, well, this game, it's starting to get blown wide open, or it is blown wide open. Here's Jones. Jones, this should be a double play. 2nd, first, and that is, no, it's not a double play. Jones is too fast. It's a fielder's choice and an RBI for Jones. Run will score, 8-1, Saints. There's Mardo, singled and scored in this inning. They're almost batting around, though. So the 9th batter, the bat in the inning. Runners in the corners, 1 out, top 5, 8-1 Saints. Little tapper, they're gonna go home with it, and the runner is out by 20 feet, 2 down. As Gonzalez, I don't know why I went for that. So it's a 1-2 fielder's choice, 2-on, 2 out for Zania, who doubled and scored in this inning. 2 for 2 with 2 doubles and 2 runs scored. 2-on, 2 out in the 5th. Saints up by a touchdown. That's a ground ball shortstop, and the inning is finally over. As the Saints strain on a pair of runners, but they did, 5 runs. 10 men came in the plate. The 10 men came in the plate in the inning. 5 scored. Halfway home, the score now 8-1 Saints. Back here at Unity Stadium, let's go on the field and check in with Tanya Watney. And Duarte. They have 1 run, which is an avoid home run. They have only 3 hits. Here's Urshela. Top 5, 8-1 Saints. As the Saints scored 5 runs in the 5th. That ball is launched! And just like that, the Yankees get one of those back, gone. 8-2. As Urshela with a home run. 352 feet to right field. Number 10 for Urshela. As it was 91.4 miles per hour off the bat. Wasn't far, it wasn't hard. But it's a home run. Number 10 for Urshela, and it's a 6-run ball game. 6-run ball game, and now it's Stanton. And now it's Stanton, who kind of crowds the play with, especially that front foot, is 0 for 1. That's swing and miss, 2-2. And snapped his bat, popped it up right on home plate, basically, and Zanino will make the catch in the left-handed batter's box, 1 down. And here's Sanchez, top the order follow. Saints up 8-2. during the 5th. Foul ball as the Saints got 10 men into the play in the top of the 5th. 5 of them scored. And the Yankees started this inning with a Gio Urshela home run. 1 down now after Stanton popped up. Here's Choi. Fielded it, throws the pitcher. 2 down. Now it's Marte, top of the order. Team's down to their final 13 outs. Down by half a dozen. Little jam shot fielded by Choi. Throw to the pitcher cover and the inning is over. So the Yankees get one of those bats into a solo home run by Gio Urshela. And the 5 have scores now. The Snakes 8 and the Yankees 2. It's got 5 in the last inning. And he's got 1, but the Snakes are still up 8-2. No action in either bullpen right now. Here's Lyles 2 for 3. Line drive, feeling on short up by the third baseman. Throw to first, 1 down. There's Austin Meadows. And they're starting to warm up Jonathan Holder in the Yankees bullpen. No action in the Saints bullpen yet. Lots of business pitchers, well, only pitched 5 innings. Here's Meadows, line drive, feeling on short up again by the third baseman. This one is in time as well, 2 down. Now it's Rosario. It's a triple away from the cycle. And he still has one more at bat after this 3-1 hitter's count, and that is inside ball 4. He's now 3 for 3 with a home run, a double, a single, and a walk. He'll get one more at bat though in the game at least. Here's Sano, who has 2 home runs in the series, and he's 1 for 3 with a single in this game. Line drive, hit hard. Base hit for Sano. 2 on, 2 out for the Saints here in the 6th. And it's all started after a 2-out walk. Now Sano singled, and the Saints are back in business maybe. Here's Gonzalez. 1-0 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. The shortstop flips to the center baseman, covering the center base bound. The inning's over, and the Saints do not score. Middle of 6th. The score is still 8-2. Dry Creek. Bottom 6 now. It's 2-2, or excuse me, it's a 2-2 count. Here's Horner. Ground ball to the center baseman. 1 down. I mean, now at 4 hits, 2 of them are 2 solo home runs, but obviously here solo home runs will not help. Have a chance he died at some base runners on, and probably did a home run or 2. Little jam shot, Choi, and there's quickly 2 down. He needs a runner out of time. There are 10 more outs to work with. Down 6. Here's Aaron Judge. He definitely could do something, but even a solo here, I mean, put you within 5, but can't win by solo. Line drive, caught by Choi. It's a laser, but caught by Choi. 1-2-3 to the Bombers. We head to the 7th. Saints still lead 8-2. Here's Choi. 3-2 pitch. That's a ground ball, base hit for G-Man. And now it's a little miscommunication between the outfielders, but it'll only be a single for G-Man Choi. So it's only a single for G-Man Choi. And they're going to bring in Jonathan Holder. Runner at first base is responsible for the previous pitcher. Here's Dred Jones 0 for 3 with an RBI. Little tapper. This could be a hit because Jones is 94 speed, and that is an infield hit for Dred Jones. And apparently has a hitting streak, and it is now a 7-game hitting streak for Dred Jones, who's a DH against righties. Not against lefties, though. He only plays the DH against lefties is Mitch Haniger. Here's Manuel Mardo, single and scored back, I think, in the 3rd, right? 2 on, nobody out. Line drive caught by the center baseman. Thrown at the 2nd, not in time. 1 down. There's Zaninos, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 2 runs scored. Let's see, he batted twice in the 5th inning. Little tapper foul. 1-2 pitch. That's a line drive or a ground ball out of the perfect, but right to Horner. Flips it to the center baseman, and then the center baseman throws on the first double play. That was perfect like his double earlier, but unfortunately this one was right to it. Fielder, and the inning's over. 6-4-3 double play. 7-minute stretch time here at the ballpark. 8-2 Snakes. Bottom 7, here's DH. Giolito to Larry Doe all the way. He's not outside from the complete game. You know, this is 72nd pitch, ground ball. Wow. The Yankees only have 4 hits, 2 solo home runs and 2 singles. But in a game where you're giving up 8 runs, 4 hits, not knowing you a game. Here's Lutvoy homered earlier to tie the game at 1, but now it's 8-2 Saints. Ground ball where no one was, and Lutvoy has 2 out of the 5 hits, and have runner at first and 1 out. I mean, if they get 2 more runs, they'll be within a grand slam. I mean, still have 8 more months to work with. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Here we go. Here's Urshela homered, and that is a ball 4, just missed. So Voit homered, then Urshela homered, and then that hit the bottom of the zone. That hit the bottom of the zone, but the home plate umpire called it a ball. 2 on, 1 out for Stanton, who, if he homers here, they're right back in this game. The ground ball should be 2. Second 1, first, and that is a double play. Not what the Yankees wanted. They had 2 on, 1 out, but unfortunately that rally is done because of the 6-4-3 double play. We headed the 8th, 8-2 Saints. I mean, there, if he homered, they would have cut their deficit in half from 8-2 to 8-5, but unfortunately they could not do it. Here's Lau. Now a little tapper in front of the mound, charging is Jonathan Holder. 1 down. And here's Meadows. He's 2 for 4 in this game. No action in either bullpen right now. To pitch. Ground ball where no one or the only guy on the left side of the infield. Throw to first. Pulls Boyd out the bat. That's an E5 on Torres or on Urshela. And here's Rosario. Triple away from the cycle. And he did it, maybe. And that's not a triple. He's 3 for 3 with a home run, a double, single, and a walk. So he's been on base 4 times. And that's a fly ball. It turned on the cutter and just pulled that foul. Would have been a home run if it was fair. That's a ground ball up the middle. Won't be a triple, but it is Rosario's 4th hit and 5th time being on base. 2 on, 1 out here in the 8th. 3-2 count now for Sano. Ground ball foul. 3-2 pitch. That's a little tapper. No, it won't be 2. Runners will move up, throw to first, 2 down. But each runner will move up 90 feet. Runner sending in third, 2 outs here in the 8th. Saints still 8-2. Here's Gonzalez. And they're selling him up. Ben Heller in the Yankees bullpen. He's a 57 overall, but in a 6-run game that should pitch him. 3-2 count. And that's a little tapper, fielded by Holder, and the inning is over. And the Saints trying to pair runners in scoring position. But they're still up 6 after 7.5. Here's Darius Sanchez, top of the order follows. Team's down 6 with 6 more outs to work with. Ground ball right to Choi. And it will take it himself as Sanchez only has 23 speed and 1 down. 85 pitches for the pitcher, Giolito. His energy's in the yellow, so the sun will warm up Trevor Hildenberger in the Saints bullpen. 1-2 pitch to Marte. 2 for 3. Ground ball right to Lau. And there's quickly 2 down. There's Horner. 3-1 hitters count. And that's a ground ball, base hit for Horner. Only their 6th hit, I believe, and have a runner at first with 2 outs here in the 8th. Here we go. Now it's Torres who singled back in the 4th. At the line drive, will it be caught? It will be by Meadows. Perfect, but Meadows is right there and over. We headed the 9th. The Saints still 8, or we headed the 9th. Saints still 8-2. Here's G-Man Choi. Here comes, no, wrong controller, not bad. Here comes Ben Heller. Foul ball. Another 2-2 pitch. Ground ball, right side, and a shift. Throw to first by Horner, 1 down. And here's Dred Jones, who had his 1 for 4 with a single and an RBI. Not the RBI via the fielder's choice, and they got an infield single last time. 3-1 hitters count, and that is on the inside corner. 3-2 to Jones. Ground ball, third base. Throw to first, and there's 2 down. There's Mardo. 1 for 4. That's a ground ball, center base. Throw to first by Torres, and the inning is over. We headed to the bottom of the 9th with the Saints up 8-2. Here we go. He needs 6 runs to tie 7 to win. Here's Aaron Judge. And here comes Trevor Hildenberger. Giglio makes it through 8, and he's in line for the win. Hildenberger, sub 1.2 ERA, the 1.17 ERA through 23 innings. And he's a 3-0 record. It's not a save opportunity or anything. He might be a submariner. Sort of. Here we go. Ground ball foul. He sliced that, forcing fastball foul. 2-2 to Judge. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. As Judge, number 99, goes down via strikes. 1 down. Here's Giolito. 8 innings pitched. 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts, and he pitched 96 pitches. No strikeouts, only gave up 1 walk. Here's the DH. That's a ground ball. It's a base hit. And the Yankees have a runner at first with 1 away. And here's Luteboy homered and singled in this game. Double play would end this game. And that's a ground ball off the pitcher! Right to Choi, and he will tag Luteboy with the baseball in Choi's bare hand. But is Hildenberger okay? And Dame, that's a 6-run day. I hit him in the pitching arms, and he know to go out there, but it looks like the trainer and the manager will stay in the dugout. That hit Hildenberger in his pitching arm, and went right to Choi, and Choi tagged Voit with the baseball in his bare hand. Here's Gio, shallow runner, sending 2 outs. Last chance for the Yankees. That's a ground ball, it should do it. Gonzalez will throw it to G-Man Choi, and the ball game is over. And the Snakes win the series 2-1 as they win the rubber match of the series 8-2 as they blow out the Yankees. And it kind of was propelled by that 5-run 5th inning where they scored 5 runs in the 5th inning and they sent 10 men to the plate. As they took the lead in the 3rd inning and never looked back. Yeah, the Snakes led the game. Well, they took the lead in the 1st, and the Yankees tied it, and in the 2nd, and then the Snakes took the lead in the 3rd, and never gave it back. And the Snakes win the game 8-2, and they pull within 3 games of the Yankees. And they pull, yeah, and the Snakes are now 3 games back of the Yankees for first place in the AL East. Giolito gets the win. He's now 4-2. Tanaka gets a loss. He's now 2-3, I think I said, or something like that. So what a game. These 2 runs were on home runs, and they only had 7 hits total. We had 17. And the player of the game is Eddie Rosario for that 4 for 4 line with a home run, a double, a single, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. And he also had a walk, which doesn't count as at bat. That's counts as a play appearance, but not at bat. Yeah, it was a good game. Unfortunately, the Yankees got blown out. And I know you might think because I'm doing both controllers, I was biased. But if you go to some of my other videos, like my other videos on this channel, if you go to I have other franchise series, and go to those videos, and not every video, the team that I'm controlling, like I have a Nationals franchise, a Rockies franchise, and MLB Show 20, and also MLB Show 21. I have a Red Sox franchise. Not every game, and not every episode I win. Some games, or some episodes I lose. But in this episode, well, we won, or the Saints won, which is the team I'm controlling. The reason why where I got Dry Creek Saints from, well, there's a creek behind our house, and it's called Dry Creek. And then I just one day I was like Dry Creek, which I mean Snake Speed as well. We're in Texas. and snakes to be around here. And obviously, like I said, the tree behind our house is dried trees. So I was like, dried tree snakes, that's a perfect idea. And it's not like I made it up when I traded this Relocation franchise, and when MLB Show 20 came out in March of 2020. Basically, it was like Monday during spring, or like the Tuesday during spring break. So it was like right when basically COVID hit. I already was gonna do the dry tree snakes. I already knew that part. Yeah, I'm gonna edit this video because I know I'm gonna catch the start game tonight. I'm doing a vlog, and it'll be on my Vinny J channel, which will be 9 in the sky in the top right corner right up here, along with the last episode of this series, which we won that game 7-1, and we won this game 8-2. So trying to go back that we won the World Series last year in 2020. See if we can go bat to bat like well, I was about to say. Last time there was a World Series repeat, I'm not sure when that was. But for Super Bowls, obviously the Chiefs got back to the Super Bowl 55 after winning Super Bowl 54, but lost to the Buccaneers, like 31-9 in that game. Kicker was the MVP because the Chiefs didn't even score a touchdown in Super Bowl 55. They only got 3 field goals. And yeah, I did close it in the next clip because this clip's about to end. See you on the other side. So yeah. I know I haven't been filming a lot of videos recently, but now I'm on Thanksgiving break as of, well, yesterday. I got out yesterday. I usually get out at 3:30, let us out at 2 p.m. It was a 2 p.m. early release yesterday. Today is my first day of Thanksgiving break. I have 9 days. Obviously, I have the 2 weekends, Saturday and Sunday, and then obviously all next week, and then Saturday and Sunday. So I have 9 days off. So hopefully I'll be able to film almost every day. Maybe not Sunday, because the Packers play this Sunday, which is tomorrow, and the next Sunday after that. But maybe, hopefully, almost, if not all the other days. So, yeah. Offside, I do some other stuff like that. As part of my schoolwork, I have Spanish. I want to do it's online along with this driving course online and along with driving behind the wheel. So I do have my permit. I got my permit in June. So I am 15. My 15th birthday was on May 1st, and I got my permit like June 20th or something like that. It was like a week or two before the last episode of the series, which yes, that was a long time ago. Felt like just yesterday it was the first day of school. It felt like just yesterday was summer, and now it's Thanksgiving break and Christmas as well, just over a month away. And obviously for Christmas I'm off 2 weeks. So yeah. Oh yeah, I want to show you before. No, I don't want. Before I sign off here, I want to show you what the next episode will be. So I'm going to do that right now before I do the closing. I don't want to make it too long though. I just want to show you and then do the closing so this video doesn't have to be any longer than it has to be. As you can see, we won that game, and now we're 3 innings back of the Yankees. Next episode of the series I'm thinking will be, I don't want it to be Yankees again. I'm thinking maybe the Astros, because the Astros are 38-17 and they're first place in the AL West, leading the A's by 6.5 games. So I'm thinking, yeah, next episode of the series will be that will be or it might not be the rubber match if someone already won the series, but regardless if someone already won the series or if it's a rubber match, the next episode of the series will be the game that the Turks is on right now, which is the third and final game of this 3-game series against the Astros at home, and our home stadium is the Herbert H. Humphrey Metrodome, which is now no longer a stadium. They tore it down like 10 years ago or something. Or it was like 8 to 10 years ago. It's where the Minnesota Twins played, and it's the Minnesota Vikings, but it's where the Minnesota Twins played up to 2009, and where the Minnesota Vikings played up to like 2011, I think, or something. And obviously now US Bank Stadium, which is home of the Minnesota Vikings, where US Bank Stadium is, that's where the Herbert H. Humphrey Metrodome used to be. So yeah, that's on the next episode, and the next episode after that will be the 4th of July game against the Red Sox at home, and then the next episode after that will be the Home Run Derby and or the All-Star Game. And if it's somewhere where we have someone in the Home Run Derby, because the All-Star Game, regardless of, we obviously every team at least gets one player. We should have one player. We should have 5 players. Who knows? But I always play the entirety of the All-Star Game, regardless of how many players we have in the All-Star Game. So if somehow we have someone in the Home Run Derby, and obviously we'll have someone in the All-Star Game that's playing, and so I'll be playing the entirety of the All-Star Game with both controllers, and obviously. But if we have someone in the Home Run Derby, that'll be a separate episode. So basically, 3 episodes from now will be the Home Run Derby or the All-Star Game. It won't be both. Because if we have someone in the home run derby, then that'll be a separate episode, and then so yeah, if we don't have anyone in the home run derby, then I won't do the home run derby, and then I'll play the entirety of the All-Star game on camera with both controllers. But if we do have someone in the home run derby, I'll obviously take control of that player or players if we have more than one in the home run derby and try to win. And then that'll be a separate episode, and the next episode after that will be the All-Star game. But I'll play it by year. But latest in the next episode of this series will be the third and final game of this 3-game series against the Astros at home, and the next episode after that will be the 4th of July game against the Red Sox at home, and the next episode after that will be the home run derby or the All-Star game. So yeah, that's pretty much it. As the Snails are now 3 games back of the Yankees for first place in the AL East. Okay, it's time to close the board. If you subscribe to the like button, subscribe if you have tell your mom, dad, Garner, and Dr. Spencer friends about these videos. And yeah, I'm going to see you in episode number 22 of the Striker Saints Rotation Franchise Series. See you in episode number 22. And eat on a bacon and go Snakes.